Welcome to the
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, so you know what that means. I ain't talking about keeping it raw. We keeping it real. It's all new episode of the Rap Lab podcast. It's your boy, the Candyman, the ALFRE to the D.
What up? It's your boy, the one and only, the only one, the Rev Bob MC.
The G or not the G, y'all know who it is. Y'all know what I do. Always keeping it true. It's the Q.
And y'all know who I be. It's your boy T.O. And the question I always remain, always got to ask everyone, the fans, what's the dealio?
All right, today's topic, very controversial topic here in the lab this week. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a completely different show plan, but midweek, a report card of rappers from the year 1999 was unearthed. The person who made the report card for this list of rappers, former Treacherous 3 MC, and the loser of the LL Cool J feud.
All right.
What do you mean, all right?
Don't do that.
Already lighting the gas.
Don't do that.
LL Cool J
Leave Kool Mo D alone, man. All because of a battle. You want to throw that in there. You started off right, but then you just went left. Don't do that.
Jack the Ripper don't count?
That's not what this is about. This is not about the LL Cool J Kool Mo D battle. I gotta stop that. What are you doing?
Yo, Al, if this was MC Shan doing a report card, what you gonna say next? The man who started off with Queensbridge and the man who lost the battle to KRS-One. We're talking about MC Shan.
But I'm not saying nothing that's not factual.
But you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. That's like me saying, okay, we're gonna do a recap of Scott Storch and the guy who lost the battle. Very bad, Manny Fresh. He lost so bad he should retire. Exactly.
You see, which is fact.
You know what, man? If I may chime in, because before we recorded this, Al was like, "Oh, sorry for your loss." Like, bro, you're a Jets fan, all right? Like, the Eagles weren't even supposed to be. He does that. It's just,
no, but what does football have to do with hip hop?
No, it's just what you do. You always just like, the dirt on top of the buried body.
You don't have to do that. Exactly. I'm a Jet fan, and I kept my mouth shut because I know better. Come on now. I'm just telling them. I told Rev. I was like, Rev is an Eagle fan. I'm like, I'm sorry, I lost. Like what? Like. But you see how that sounds coming from you, from a team that did not even make it. You shouldn't even talk. That's the problem.
That's what he does, man.
Hey guys, look, I understand where y'all coming from, but I just may have to chip in for 4 words, which is going to be a question. And guys, get ready. How about them Cowboys? I don't care if my Giants didn't make it either. I've been hearing too much about the Super Bowl. We go to the Super Bowl every year.
Not this year.
I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our good friend and noted Cowboy fan, Barry Grant Jr. of the All Even podcast.
Hey, yo, BG, if you listening, man, you better tell your boy Dak. Your boy Dak needs a new brain, man.
Oh, I thought you meant the other BG because that's how Barry sounded. Wow, because they lost.
How about them Cowboys, man? Them Cowboys don't let us down, boy. I tell you, it's no good.
Why didn't CBS show Jerry Jones's face after they lost? I want to see his goofy face.
You mean Janet Jones? You mean the talk show host?
Yeah, whatever that jabroni name is.
No, Jenny Jones, the talk show host.
No.
Okay.
I thought Jenny Jones was on Diplomats who does the somersaults.
Yeah, that's true too. And runs around in Tim's in Rucker Park, but that's for another story.
Well, watch it.
Well,
let's starting off hot.
Back to the report card. Yes, let's get
back
to the report card.
Kool Mo D took it upon himself in 1999 to score these MCs, and he scored these MCs based on the following categories: vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, records, stage presence, sticking to themes, and innovating rhythms. Now, I don't think he could have did any of that when he battled LL Cool J.
All right.
Oh, you don't
that out.
There we go.
God.
Don't learn.
I gotta give him credit because he did do all of that when he beat Busy B. Starsky at the Met.
Thank God we're not doing the 80's report card because he gave himself an A+.
Yeah, when we do the 80's report card, I'm gonna have to check that man. But anyway.
Man. And you met that man in person. Don't forget.
I met who in person?
You met Kool Moe Dee in person, showing so much respect and being so grateful. Look what happened to you.
What?
You forgot?
Wait, when was this?
You said you met him in J&R Music
Oh,
World.
yes, that's true. Yes, I did.
Ah, look at you.
I heard
Now,
that. I heard you passed out and cried.
No. I didn't meet Master P. I met Kool Moe Dee.
You heard it. You heard the crickets just now? How quiet he got? Because I keep receipts. He was there acting so friendly, showing so much respect to the legend, and now all of a sudden he want to mention about the LL Cool J battle and all this other stuff. Man, let's get into it.
I can't wait to grade Kool Moe Dee based on one thing on this list.
But let's get into it. Who's up first?
All right. Well, before we're gonna go, I'm gonna run down the whole list. Now, mind you, this list was made in 1999, and the following MCs were graded: Jay-Z, DMX, Master P, Big Pun, Snoop Dogg, Nas, Corrupt, Lauryn Hill, Redman, Keith Murray, Ice Cube, Too Short, Black Thought, Mos Def, Busta Rhymes, Tretch, Method Man, Raekwon, Common, Razcast, Biggie, Tupac, Mace, Puffy, Cannabis, Buckshot, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim, Mac 10, Sticky Fingers, and Mystical. So that's an interesting list considering what year we're looking at. 1999, ladies and gentlemen. And
yeah, he spelled a lot of his name wrong too.
That's where he gets an F at.
Now, one thing on the list, because if we sit here and go one by one through all the grades and stuff, we'll be here all day. However, the following MCs received a grade of A. He graded it like it was school. A's, B, C, B+, C+. The following names got an A, and some of this may shock the people. Busta Rhymes, Tretch, Method Man, Biggie got an A+, Tupac, and Mystical.
I love how you skipped the obvious one.
And Lauryn Hill.
Right.
You think you slick.
You just
think you
glossed over
slick.
Lauryn Hill and left her last. That's so good.
I want my $68.
You'll never get that.
She gave you your $68 when she destroyed you on that Nas record, but that's for another story.
So as far as the A+, he only gave out 2 A+. Biggie and Lauryn Hill were the 2 A+. Lauryn Hill, these were the grades that came back from Miss Hill, that bitch.
Whoa. You show some respect.
Lauryn Hill, Miss Hill, that bitch. Oh my God.
Lauryn Hill.
He's just mad Mia X wasn't on here, but that's another story.
Mia X is a better rapper than Lauryn Hill.
You stop it. Wrong.
Not wrong.
As good as Mia X is, half the stuff she would not beat Lauryn Hill in those categories. You stop it.
If you break open the criteria with Lauryn Hill as far as the grading, which you just mentioned, Lauryn Hill got a 10 for vocabulary. What would Mia X get for vocabulary? And that's no diss to Mia X, but based on your criteria, what would Mia X get as far as
Mia X would have got 10s all across the board. She would have got 10s all across the board.
You stop it.
Wrong.
No.
Terrible. Let's take a look at Lauryn Hill, ladies and gentlemen. So when it came to vocabulary, this is how he graded it. She only got 3 9s. She got a 9 for records, 9 for stage presence. Alfred knows that because he paid for it. And then you got sticking to the themes, which was 9. The rest she got 10s all across. She got straight 10s all the way up until records.
Yeah, she was the highest graded, even higher than Biggie. She had a 97, he had a 95.
I mean, it's reasonable.
And this is all based off one album, guys.
So let me ask you, let's go around the room and we'll start with you first, Rev. You think Lauryn Hill in 1999 deserved an A+?
No. Exactly what QG just said, based off of one album, one solo album and 2 Fuji albums. 97? Nah. I mean, she's a dope lyricist. I know you may disagree, but when she's on stage, she is a good performer.
Yeah, keyword when.
But she does deserve her credit and definitely deserves her due because, she's definitely not just one of the best female MCs, but just one of the best MCs, period. But to be higher than Nas and Biggie and Jay-Z, it just doesn't do that. It doesn't do it for me. I would have gave her like a 90, anywhere from a 90 to like a 93.
I agree.
Personally.
T.O.?
I would at least give her at least a 93 on that one as well. 97 is not bad, but I don't think she needs a 97. And like you said, just based off one album, the vocabulary, you can't knock her off on that one. The vocabulary is what sticks out. Records, actually, no, I can't say records should be low because she did have some good singles out during her 1998 run. So I can't say that. But maybe 93, 94-ish, but I don't know about 97. There's something that strikes me wrong on this.
QG?
I would definitely give her somewhere in the 90s. I'll go with what Rev and what T.O. said. I think with Kool Moe Dee is the fact, you know what it is with the success of the album of the Miseducation, and then the awards that came the year later, all the awards that she's taken after that. So I think that's why he ranked her so high, because of the success that she had in 98 and 99. So I'm looking at it from his point of view as well. But based on a fan perspective and what we all discussed, I'm going to go with the, like 93, 90 to 93, I think would be sufficient. And the fact that she's different than all the other MCs that were dominant at the time. Sex sells. She wasn't doing that. And a lot of the pioneers and a lot of the old school MCs hated that. They hated what Little Kim and Foxy Brown and all of them were doing with the sex. So just to see Lauryn Hill come out with just poetry and wordplay and vocabulary and just coming with albums and songs like that, that's why they rank her so high, I feel, because she wasn't doing what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a crush on her or something.
He probably did.
Well, if I had to grade it, as T.O. mentioned, the records, I wouldn't have gave Lauryn Hill a 9 on records. And compared to everybody else on the list, though, when you think about everything in history up until 1999, and you want to talk about important and impactful and meaningful records, I don't think of Lauryn Hill first, second, third, fourth, fifth, or even 20th. So it's like, all right, let's see what she got. So she got a 10 on vocabulary. All right. I mean, if you wanna make the chorus of your song, that thing, over and over and over,
You're
guess.
missing the theme of the song, fool.
Articulation, she can have a 10. Because she definitely articulated to Mr. Marley, if you know what I mean.
Stop it.
What do you mean stop it? I'm telling the truth. Creativity, I guess I'd give her a 10. Originality, we could give her a 10. I will admit, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest albums FMC has ever released.
It's one of the greatest albums of all time, not just from FMC.
They do put that as one of the greatest all time ever.
It's a masterpiece.
I wouldn't give her voice a 10. Stage presence, now you see, this is based on 1999. If this list was made today, her stage presence would be a 0 because it's non-existent. Innovating rhythms, though, I don't really think she innovated her rhythm. At least not for me.
I don't know about that, because you got to mention the harmonies too. But y'all can keep going.
The harmony, she was harmonizing.
And then look who she gets rated over. You mean to tell me in 1999, Lauryn Hill was rated higher than DMX and Jay-Z? Like, really?
Sales.
Or
sales.
Nas.
Sales.
Or Nas?
Think of the sales. She went diamond. I think that's probably why.
Here's the most blasphemous thing. You rate her higher than Tupac? I think Tupac smokes her and wraps circles around her.
But do you understand why at that particular
Tupac had more
time?
than her
At that particular time. At that particular time in 1999, she went diamond. I think that's what pushed it. Remember, Moe Dee is judging it based on that year. It's not about overall from there to there.
Bro, Pac's greatest hits came out in 98, and before the year was up, it went diamond, bro.
Before the year is up, how long did it take for Lauryn to go?
Probably before the year was up. I don't know.
Lauryn got diamond way, way, way faster than that, and got all them Grammys. Yo, she won so many Grammys she couldn't even carry them. All of that is into account. That's what I'm saying. Moe Dee gave her that grade.
Well, I don't agree with it. If I had to rate her, I wouldn't have given her no 95. She got maybe an 88 the most.
And me X probably would have got a 65, but that's what
No. no. Mama Mia would have scored in the
And,
'90s.
that,
You stop
and,
it.
and that's no diss to you, Mama Mia. I'm just messing with the
And why you
loudmouth
think
schnook here.
Mama Mia
Wait.
collaborated? Or
You
two.
wait, Al. Let's be serious. You really gonna give me an X a 90, and you gave Lauryn Hill
Yes.
88?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What a loudmouth schnook. Go ahead.
Bias. No disrespect.
And that's what it all is. It's biasness. Come on, man.
I can't wait to get to the third name on this list.
But anywho, the other A plus. Let's talk about it. Biggie getting an A plus. Let's break it down. Vocabulary 9, articulation 9, creativity a 10, originality 9, versatility 9, voice 10, records a 10, stage presence 9, sticking to themes 10, and innovating rhythms 10 for an A plus. We'll start with QG first. Do you think Biggie's grade is accurate?
I think Biggie's grade is accurate. If you now, as far as the vocabulary, a 9, that's very high. And even though,
That's where I'm going with this one.
I mean, Big is great with wordplay, but as far as like certain vocabularies, he kept it simple. Even though he had the metaphors and I feel he's a good lyricist, no question about it. But his strong points obviously is articulation. Very creative with the stories. Biggie with the and if you look at the report card, you see how the report card changed. It looked like he penciled in a different grade and then he changed it.
It looked like he wanted to put a 10 on versatility.
Right, you could see that. And Big is a hybrid of all the other big MCs that came before him. He's a student of the game. He studied Heavy D and King T and Chubb Rock and all these guys, and Big Daddy Kane and all them. But I feel the grade is accurate. I wouldn't have scored so high with the vocabulary, but everything else I feel is spot on.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I like that 3.
I could go for that.
Word. Same thing. I agree.
What you say, Rev? You agree?
Yeah, across the board, and some would argue that like Biggie doesn't have many performances under his belt on the stage, but it's like anytime he grabbed the mic, all eyes was on him, no pun intended. You would see it in the videos and everything that he was that guy when he was on stage. So, that's maybe questionable. I mean, they gave him a 9, but I agree across the board, man. I'm not going front. He actually did all right on this one.
Yeah.
I would have just gave him maybe an 8 or 7 on the vocabulary, but that's just me.
Everything else is good with you, T? Everything else is okay?
Yep. Because that's the first thing I looked at, too, was the vocabulary. But that's it. Everything else, you kind of spot on.
Well, I feel that and again, this episode is in the archives, folks, the Biggie versus Tupac episode. But I feel that it's blasphemy that that Big got rated higher over Tupac, but I'm not gonna go back down that rabbit hole again.
I mean, you could look at the report card and see why that happened. If you want to judge it based off that, because when you look at where it differs, if we want to get to Pac, they were super close until it got to the innovating rhythms, where that was a 10-8. Pac got 8 on that one, and then Pac got 9s.
You know why I think that's bullshit, because innovating rhythms means rhythm make you want to bob your head or sway back and forth to the music, right? Is that what that means? Or make you want to get up and dance? No.
I think it probably has to do with flow.
No, it can't be with flow. Innovating a rhythm, because Pac got more music that would make you want to bob your head or sway back and forth than Biggie does.
That's opinionated. That's
no
fact.
I mean, I don't know about that, because people be nodding their heads to Biggie too.
And Biggie is a swinger. Biggie is a swinger. Why you think he does the and it follows and stays in the pocket? Pac does have flow, but it's a different type of flow. Biggie is more of like a trumpet player, a saxophone player, staying into the notes. I think that's what that is with the innovating rhythm. You think when he does a hook, it's different? Like, you could be as good as the best of them or as bad as the worst. Don't test me. That's from a reggae song.
Yep.
he followed that formula into a rhythm instead of just saying it directly. He said it musically. There's a difference. Biggie studied jazz musicians. That's on record.
Isn't Biggie Jamaican too?
Biggie is Jamaican.
Yep.
But that's the difference between him and Pac. Like Pac does have flow, but it's different type of flow. It's not a musician flow. It's a poetry flow. It's that type of flow. My opinion, based on my ears.
Well, moving on.
Mhm.
And I got to talk about this because 1, he's one of my people. 2, he's a no limit soldier. And 3, the grade that he got even shocked me because I don't even think he's that good.
And
But,
four, he beat you in LV. But that's another story.
4,
He beat you in LV.
he beat me in LV.
No,
beat you in LV.
no. He beat you. You know the song. Beware.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest diss songs ever.
Mystical, who got a 9 for vocabulary, a 9 for articulation, a 10 for creativity and originality, a 8 for versatility, a 9 for voice, 8 for records, 9 for stage presence, 8 for sticking to themes, and 10 for innovating rhythms. Overall score of 90 for an A. Rev, I would like to start off with you. And do you agree, disagree, or what's your thoughts?
Hell no. He got higher than Raekwon. And Black Thought.
Oh man.
Yo, like I saw that was one of the first things I looked at. Mystical. He got higher than Nas too. Like, okay, so with originality, I'll give him 10, and creativity 10. Voice, definitely a high number 2. But everything else, maybe stage presence, but vocabulary a 9.
Yeah, vocabulary. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Mystical-
he was bugging with that one. He was
Nah,
bugging with
Mystical is no Black Thought when it comes to vocabulary or Nas. Articulation, I mean, you could argue that because, the things he says really fast, and he does say it clear. So those, I could get with. Versatility, I can't really see Mystical doing like an R&B song or anything like that, or anything kind of commercial.
He's had commercial records.
Yeah,
bro.
he did. I was about to say he did shake your ass, shake it fast, whatever. But
He did
And he
that record with Nivea. Yep, Nivea was on there.
I just don't see the versatility personally. I mean, he's all right, but you know what you're getting with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I compare him more so to Busta Rhymes. Like with Busta Rhymes, he could tone it down for the R&B, but Mystical's bringing you that same style and everything he does. It's like he's just doing that on an R&B beat with the chick singing. You know what I'm saying? Stage presence. Al, you probably would know better than me because you've seen this dude live and stuff like that. But I could imagine he brings the heat. But like, how consistent would he be watching him on stage? Could you watch Mystical for like 45 minutes to an hour?
I mean, to be fair, I did see Mystical live in person 2 months ago, back in November, and he was on stage for about 35 to 40 minutes.
Were you entertained?
I actually kind of was. I was rapping along to everything that he had going.
I don't know. My mouth will get tired. Pause. I need a drink. Doing all that shit.
Did he perform Here I Go?
He performed Here I Go. He performed Beware. He did his verse from Move Bitch. He did Danger, and he did Shake It Fast. Watch yourself.
Yeah, innovating rhythms. Sorry, they gave him a 10. I wouldn't go there with him with a 10 for innovating rhythms. I'd probably give him like an 8 or something like that. But he's not higher than Raekwon in nobody's book. I don't know what kind of weed or anything else Kumo D was smoking, but this one.
Hey, Eric, what is your man Stephen A. Smith be saying? Staying off that weed.
Can I ask you?
Some people do need to stay off it. Yeah.
When's the last time you listened to a Mystical song?
It probably was with Busta Rhymes. I like them together as a duo. I'm not going front, But as far as like solo, not much unless it's on the radio, whether it be Danger or Shake Your Ass, But it's the same thing. It's just, he don't really change much to me.
It's hard. It's hard for him to change that style.
So what about you? You agree?
No, this is not a 90. I'm sorry, Cousin Mystical. Can't do it. Vocabulary or not? I'm sorry, man. Mystical, maybe an 8 or 7, but too high. I agree with Rev on the innovative rhythms. I will probably push that down to an 8. And stage presence, I've seen clips of him on the stage, whether if it's short or not. He's been good. I give him an eye on that. Originality and creativity, he definitely deserves a 10 because there's no one could make that style up except for Mystical, and it worked for him. Records on the other hand, what did he give records with? 8? Yeah, that kind of stays. Yeah, but 90? Nah, I would put a little bit lower than that. Sorry.
Okay, what about you, QG?
I would keep Mystical in the B category. I wouldn't rank him so high. And it's funny because out of the top 50 MCs in Kool Moe Dee's book, he has Mystical as number 38. And looking at it like this, I like Mystical. I'm a fan of Mystical, even from before with the big commercial records. Because I need to point out, in 1999, around that time, he was hot. He was on wildfire. He came
Well,
out with the Shake It Fast and all that,
actually,
and he
actually,
was doing features.
actually,
What's up? What's up?
I hate to make people sound like they don't know what they're talking about.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
But Shake Your Ass didn't come out till the following year in 2000.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
it
I
did
got
come
you.
out 2000.
Even with that, when you look at certain records that age, that's one of those. So even if you do get to the 2000s, that was getting major play, and he was getting features. He appeared on a Joe record with a standout verse. Mac know what I'm talking about.
But wait, I
And
think
then
that
you
was in 2001.
right. So when you look at the consistency as far as coming from there to where he went afterwards, it's great. And as far as what he was doing with the rhythms, I think what Mystical was trying to do afterwards with the Shake It Fast and the Danger record, you saw when he started doing bouncing back from like James Brown and everything like that, it like off the wall and all that. I think he tried to find more rhythm after that, after those records, because after that, what do you do if that's
See,
all that you're known for? So
see, if Kool Moe Dee would have done this report card in 2001, maybe I will see where Mystical would get a 10. But around that time,
I don't
nah,
know about giving him a 10 still. Like certain things like
maybe a 9.
vocabulary.
Oh, not
Yeah,
no
I got
vocabulary's down. I'm sorry.
I got him in the B's. I got him in the B's instead of an A. He's not whack. No, he's not. Voice is powerful. He's a loud bomb. He's a grenade. And his performance, I've seen him perform, not live, but on TV and everything. He's a good performer. A lot of energy. Creativity. Is he judging it creativity by his rhyme style? Because who else rhymes like Mystical now?
No one.
I mean, can you really look at Mystical and say where he got his style from? There's some originality in there, which is beautiful. You know what I mean? And sticking to themes. What is the theme? You know what I mean? You got the songs for the girls. They shaking it and everything like that. But then he has them other records, them soldier records. You know what I'm saying? That shows, because he was a soldier. He was an actual soldier. He talked about it. He served in the military.
But you know
So
what the fucked up part is? They didn't really promote his soldier type era songs like they did with the Shake It Fast and Danger and stuff. And that
that's when he
sucks.
left. But that's when he
That
left
was
No
correct.
Limit, though. That's when he left.
Because on
That's
those,
true.
even though he had 2 platinum albums, he didn't have much promotion. His biggest song on No Limit was "Ain't No Limit" was Silk. A lot of people don't even know that song.
I was surprised there was a video because I didn't know there was a video for that.
Yeah. But I would keep him. But I would keep him in the B's. And Soldier, stop lying, man, because you like to make people feel like they don't know nothing. But go ahead, continue.
Oh, stop it! But this is what I'm about to say may shock this entire panel and this entire show, and whoever is listening may find what I'm about to say. You might think I'm lying, but if I was grading Mystical, he'd get a C+.
Whoa.
Why would he get a C plus?
Oh.
I would only grade him high. Ooh, sorry. I would only grade him high based on voice. So
I mean, you would know him more than we do.
this is 1999. So his biggest success hadn't even come yet by the time this report card was made.
That's where I was going with this
But
direction.
then you say he had sales prior to that.
He had sales, but nothing, bro. Vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, record, stage presence, sticking to themes and innovating rhythms. That has nothing to do with how many records you sell.
It ain't
MC,
even. You got to look at the year,
MC,
like I told you about.
MC Hammer should be on the list if you want to talk about record sales.
But this ain't 1999 though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's grading it from a particular time period.
Right? Wasn't this list made in '99?
This list was made in '99.
Right. So Mystical's biggest success hadn't even come yet. So
It's made in '99, but he's also judging from when to when. That's the thing. At that particular year in 1999, that's when he decided to do that. But you got to look at other people's prior track record in order to have something. You can't just
right,
go
I
based off
understand
one thing.
that, but the point I'm trying to make. So like innovating rhythms. If you look at Mystical's work prior to from '99 and before, like remember, there's no danger, there's no shake it fast, there's no bouncing back, bumping me against the wall. There's none of that, and all that music was better than his No Limit stuff, in my opinion.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was the same direction that Al was trying to explain. I didn't know he was. All right, I got it.
Yeah, so I mean, vocabulary, Mystical's never been the most lyrical. I mean, well, I know if you go and listen to our episode with our good friend Mac Phipps, shout out to Mac. He'll tell you that Mystical was lyrical, but I just don't see it. Articulation, yeah, I'll give him a 10.
To add to that, Who You With came out May 25th of 1999. You think that played a part in it? Because all them No Limit guys was on it.
It's possible.
And when you look, yeah, that
Posse Cut.
It's also that project that came out. It's that
You
album that came out.
The compilation with Master P and the Hornets jersey on the cover?
Yeah, when you look at the track listing, It Ain't My Fault Part 2 is on there. Woof is on there. You think that could be a part of it?
Yeah, but those are all recycled songs too. Those songs I don't know how they just put them on there, but
yeah.
I mean, the biggest record he could probably see. I mean, I hate to be the bad news leading up to '99, but It Ain't My Fault was probably his biggest exposure, and that's a Silk song.
That's also true because solo wise, he had nothing.
Right.
Nothing to stand out.
He was just doing his features and thing. I mean, him as a character and a performer stood out.
The closest he ever got was that. Well, I can't even say that. Was that track with Outkast?
Oh, you mean Neck of the Woods?
True. The Wood soundtrack, yeah, Neck of the Woods.
Right, Neck of the Woods, right.
That shit was hot though. That was a bomb track though.
It's a dope song. Facts.
Yeah, but I'll put this a little lower than 90, definitely. You don't.
There's also a comparison moving on that I want to make on this list.
Oh.
Now, both Mace and Puffy are both on this list, right? Now wait, and I want the people who are listening to this.
That's why I'm laughing. I want you to spill it out, Alfred.
The people on this list people who are listening to this, whether you're listening on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, wherever you're listening to this.
Wait a minute. Wait. I'm sorry, fam. Sorry to interrupt you. But there's a direct quote from Kool about Mystical. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
He said, "I've always thought and still feel that Mystical is one of the most underrated MCs of all time," Kool declared. "For the most part in hip-hop, it's more New York dominant than anything. I thought that Mystical had his own style and articulated it a certain way." Kool goes on to explain he loved the Pharrell-produced hit Shake Your Ass from Mystical's 2000 album, Let's Get Ready. So he just added that in there.
Yeah, so that's where he's coming from. That's cool.
But if he wrote the list in '99, how could he account for 2000? The man is senile. I think
he cleared it up. And be careful, man. You're not gonna tell him nothing. He'll knock you out.
Yeah, man. Tell that man take his Star Trek shades off.
Basically, he said it resurfaced around that time. But then he cleared it up, and that totally debunks the whole thing because you were so friendly to him at JNR Music World. So don't do that. But go on about Mace and Puff. Go on.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Puff Daddy was scored higher than Mace, and not just by a minimal margin either, by a whole almost a whole letter grade. So here we go. Puff on vocabulary, they were both given a 7. Articulation, Puffy was given an 8 while Mace was given a 7. I could see that, but I'll touch on that when it's my turn to go. When it comes to creativity, Mace scored a 9, Puffy scored an 8. Originality, Mace gets an 8, Puffy gets a 7. Versatility, they tied at 8. Voice, they tied at 8. Records, Mace got a 9, Puffy got a 10. I could understand that. Stage presence, Mace gets a 7. Puffy got a 9. I could understand that. Sticking to themes, they both get an 8. Innovating rhythms, they both get a 7. And Puffy gets a B at 80. Mace, 79, C+.
Originality for Puffy should be a 5. I don't care what anyone says. You kidding me?
Because of the sampling.
Come on, man.
Rev. You up, Rev?
It's
That's
only
funny.
a 1 point difference, but what do you think?
Go ahead, Rev.
Well, to a degree, I actually do agree with this rating. I probably would have the opposite though. I'd have Mace at an 80 and Puffy at a 79. I know Mace, they gave him a C+ and Puffy got a B. During them times in the late 90s when this list came out, a lot of the older heads was mad at Puffy and Mace and everything, like, commercially that was going on. But you can't take away, what Mace did before that when he was with Children of Corn with Big L. Like, Mace was a real spitter, so like as far as like giving his vocabulary a low grade like a 7, I'd give that to Puffy. I'm sure his ghostwriters would be upset with that. But as far as Mace goes, you can't take away like how he came up in the game. It's like, okay, you may not like what he became, but at the same time, like we're grading this up until 1999, correct? So,
Yes.
if Kool Moe Dee is doing this just based off the Harlem World album, and I'm not sure if Welcome Back came out at that time.
Double up.
Double up.
Double up. Okay.
Yeah,
so I could see why that this is a low grade based off of that, but I just kind of want to give like the remembrance of, as far as like Mace being like a hardcore spitter before the shiny suits. But yeah, and I agree with the Puffy rating as well. The stage presence actually, I was surprised that he gave him a 9, but yeah, you got to give Puff a 9. He definitely did his thing on stage.
I'm still trying to learn that dance.
Which one?
Any of the dance.
Any of the dances. Oh man. Well.
All right, Q, take it.
I wouldn't put Puffy up here because again, this is about writing. This is about rapping, and I wouldn't put Puff up there. I mean, and Puff, to his credit, he says it. He doesn't write. He doesn't claim to be the best rapper. Performance, incredible. He puts on a show. I would have Mace higher. I wouldn't have Puffy over Mace like that. I thought that was kind of crazy because, like Rev touched on, Murder Mace is a total different character from the Mace we know with the shiny suits. Even Mace said it himself. Mace got some hard records. And Mac and everybody could back me up. When you hear niggas done started something, it's arguably Mace had the best verse.
You know what's fucked up? Now I think of it.
Because that's Murder Mace on there. But go ahead, speak on it.
Yeah, cause I tried to debate that for a long time, thinking Mace had the best verse. But every time I revisit that specific song, I just say it's a draw.
And that's what makes it so good, because Mace can really, really spit. And Mace said on his album, I was gritty, but P. Diddy named me pretty. So Puff helped with the image. He's like, yo, you got to make yourself marketable to the girls. You got to change. You got to do it. And Mace went with it, and he made a lot of money with it, and it worked. So understandably speaking on that part, I wouldn't even put Puff on here. That's like putting Dr. Dre on here. And
I was about to say the same thing, bro. Like, if Puff is on here, then where's Dre?
Right.
I mean, exactly. 2001 came out at that same year.
Right. So, being fair, I would practically switch it around. I would give Mace to B, and Puff. Respected both. I'm a fan of both, but I don't agree with how that grade went with Puff and Mace.
What about you, T.O.?
Like I said, Originality should be a 5. But
Why you
Mace,
say that though? Why you say
man,
that?
he ain't no original about him. This crazy ass. There was nothing original
Do you
about
got
that guy.
proof? Do you got proof of
Man,
that?
all them damn samples and shit. Nah, there was no originality on him. But
What's
but
not
but
original about Puff? Puff is Puff, man.
that's Puff being Puff. But one thing I will say is he should not be higher than Mason. I don't care if it's by 0.5. He should not be higher than Mason anything. Stage presence, I will definitely agree. Puff is Puff. He gets down when he gets on stage, so I can't knock on that. What else that I saw him higher than Mace on? It was records.
He's higher in articulation as well. How you pronounce words, which destroys Soldier's thing about satisfy you. So that's proof right there.
You can hear him reading off the paper.
Very articulate. Very articulate.
You can.
Actor.
Definitely did.
Don't get me. Don't get me started.
Great articulation.
He had cue cards in the studio.
Matter of fact, this don't sound like reading off the paper.
Like a man supposed to. Knew you was the one. That's why I chose you. Cause you get down for yours and rock.
He was a ride like a soldier. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
read it
man.
off
that
the
part,
paper.
don't you? But you like that
Definitely
part, don't
did.
you? Right.
Notice he played that part.
He played
was
that
a
part about
coincidence.
ride like a soldier. Yeah,
That
you
was
love that part.
That was a coincidence.
Ain't no coincidence, nothing, man. Get out of here.
You love that song, you liar.
That song is tight too. I like that song too.
No. First of all, why did he grab Lunas? Lunas should have been on the song.
Like we don't know where that beat came from.
Of course, we know where that beat came from.
And it's not Lunas, because Lunas sampled the same damn thing.
However,
I mean,
this is my opinion. Stage presence.
Shout out to the Loonies.
shout out to them. We're 5 on it.
Stage presence, I will always give Puff because that man is a hell of a performer.
He sure
I
is.
give him that. However, you know why I can't score him great? Because articulation and hold on, let me go back to this report card because I want to quote this shit correct. Creativity. How can you score a man? How can you score a man 8 in creativity? He don't even write his own shit, so he ain't creative at all.
I wouldn't say he's not creative at
He
all.
don't write his own shit.
He may not be creative with putting the words together, but concepts.
Part of creativity.
He deserves it.
Part of creativity is your ability to write lyrics. He
Not
don't
at
write
all.
his own.
Not just that, because there's plenty of times where he would tell an artist, you should say a line this way, or you should say a line that way. He would change around the direction of how a rhyme is said. That is part of being creative.
Vocabulary. He's using his own vocabulary. Somebody wrote that for him. He's using somebody else's vocabulary.
I agree with the vocabulary part, but as far as being creative, you got to understand something. And it's quoted as far as Biggie, when he was saying birthdays was the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we thirsty. Who you think told him to say it like that?
Puffy did. Puffy did.
The executive producer.
Puffy's ear is very, very good. So he deserves his. You know how many times he made Mary J. Blige sing over a vocal? And this is Mary we talking about.
Yep.
He's very good at that part. So you can't take that part away.
And you also got to remember, this is a producer. He's thinking business-wise. So you already know he's going to try to do something creative no matter what.
I got to give him that, bro.
Originality, creativity, he does deserve that type of grade.
All right.
There's a lot of things you can do with creativity.
Another egregious how the man only got an 84, I don't know. But Nas gets a 10 for vocabulary, an 8 for articulation, 8 for creativity, an 8 for originality, a 9 for versatility, an 8 for voice, an 8 for records, an 8 for stage presence, a 9 for sticking to themes, and an 8 for innovating rhythms for an overall score of 84, which is good for a B.
You got to let Rev jump on this first.
Please do.
My blood is boiling hearing this shit.
I know you want to talk about it. Go on.
I'm with you, Rev.
And we had an episode where I actually, threw Kool Moe Dee back in my list, but I think I'm taking him off of it based on this. This is blasphemous. I mean, Nas's run since 92 till 99 And we're not talking about Nostradamus or anything like that. We're talking about I Am. It was written. Everything that came out. Illmatic, of course. Everything he's done before that. What was he thinking? Why? It's got to be some kind of beef or some kind of something going on behind the scenes to rate Nas lower than Sticky Fingers and Mystical. I mean, come on, Nas, Biggie, Jay-Z are top tier MCs. Those guys, and we'll get to Jay-Z later, but those guys are definitely 95 and above. Come on, man. Yeah, especially
I agree.
With the years that you're ranking. Like I said, he's not doing Nostradamus, and that was Nas's most critiqued album. You talk about everything before that. You're giving this guy an 84, a B. He gives him a 10 on vocabulary. Okay, cool. But like articulation an 8. You act like this guy got a lisp. Nas is clear. He spits perfect. Creativity. Okay, because Nas always had his a knock on the beats he would choose and stuff like that. But he's made some good songs too. He's had some hit singles. If I Rule the World was huge. I mean, shout out to Lauryn Hill and everything, but that was super creative. Hate Me Now. That was creative.
That's a fact.
Giving this man an 8.
Yeah.
Originality 8. Come on, man.
That was low.
Voice 8. Nas' voice is a 10. Like, we all know this. You hear Nas and you know who it is already. It's not like these other artists, shout out to the new school cats, but a lot of these guys, they sound the same, man. Yeah, I can't tell who's who sometimes. Like Playboy Cardi or Travis Scott and these guys. And these guys are talented. I'm not taking that away. But I'm talking about vocally. Nas separates himself from everybody. Until Your Old Drew came out, Nas don't sound like nobody else. And Your Old Drew sounds like Nas. So, he's tripping.
Lil Mo D might as well change his name to Mean Mo D, because what the fuck was he thinking with this one? You're telling me that Nas and Rev, you said it. The fuck he's loading Sticky Fingers for?
Yeah, that's what he's wilding.
I didn't understand.
He's even lower than freaking Puff. No, I'm sorry. Puffy is he's actually higher than Puffy. I'm sorry, but
Actually, yeah.
he's higher. No, he's higher than Puffy.
Higher by Puffy than 4 points.
I don't know how he's even. Nah, this is wrong. Let's go around. Vocabulary stays the same. Articulation, I'll probably give that a 9. Creativity and originality should be a 10 off the back. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
I agree.
What's this? Oh, my eyes is messed up. Versatility.
Yeah,
I give it a versatility. I keep saying versatility. Versatility, it should be a 9 at least. Then you got voice, like Rev said, it's recognizable anywhere you go. That's a 10. Fuck that. That's a 12. Let's see. Records, 8. I don't agree. That should be a 9 or 10.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
And everything else, stage presence, at least a 9. Sticking to themes, I can understand where you put the 9 at. And then innovative rhythms, an 8. Maybe a 9. I don't know.
I felt the lowest he could have got was a 9 anywhere. I wanted to see 9s and 10s across. Like I think with Mo D being one of the pioneers and a rapper, he's looking at it from a rapper's perspective, and the fact that Nas, we all know when Nas first came out who he got compared to. He got compared to Kool G Rap and Rakim. I don't know if he was still looking at it in that way, which is why he did his thing with Originality. But Nas, everybody starts off that way. They follow their influence and then they start to develop in their own. And Nas did that. Nas became his own man. So I don't know about these 8s. These 8s did not sit well with me. Like they should have been 9s and 10s. It's like stage presence. When Nas gets on stage, you watch him. I mean, he doesn't have to do a lot because his lyricism and his songs stand out more. He doesn't have to have dancers. He doesn't have to have these flashy clothes or any of this like that. He could just go on stage and just start rapping and we'll enjoy it. Sticking to themes. When Nas has a theme and when Nas has a story, he sticks with the story. I think Mo D was looking at it, well, he's got these records where he's telling a story, he's got the street records, and then I think he just wanted Nas to just stay one way. And You can't do that. Nas could talk about anything. You know, like creativity. Come on, an 8? Are you kidding me? Nas has created some of the greatest concepts ever. He even created language. There's certain terminologies that people use till this day because of Nas. So it's like 84? Nah, dog. I would have had him in the 90s for real.
I would have been afraid if you would have did this list in 2001 when Uchi Wally came out.
Oh Lord, man, yeah, that's crazy, man. But that's my take on it. Voice, one of the most recognizable voices ever, man. But to each his own with that. Can't even.
And the one thing about Nas, speaking of voice, and then we made this joke before, but like Nas doesn't age. From Illmatic till now, he still looked the same and he still sound the same.
Yep.
Like,
That's a fact.
yo, like I'm looking at this scorecard and you gave the man for 8 for records. All of Illmatic is a 10.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And people debate it was written versus Illmatic. Some people say it was written was better.
No,
That's a fact.
No.
Some people say it. No, that's
Illmatic.
Yeah,
debate.
some people do say it.
Illmatic,
Shout out to my
Illmatic
homie in Chicago, Jamie. He
It's the
believes
truth.
that.
perfect pop album.
It's the truth, though, Al. Some people would debate about it was written. It's out there. Rev just backed it up. It's out there.
Yes, sir. I got a homie in Chicago. Shout out to him, Jamie. Yeah, he believes that. He's a huge Nas fan too. You know what I'm saying? But he always says that he always likes the second joint. It was written more than he liked Illmatic.
That's Lupe Fiasco's favorite album too.
Bring that man on the Rap Lab. I'd like to speak to him.
Oh.
However, up to 9. All right, we look at Nas's body of work up to 1999. All right, Illmatic. It was written, I Am and Nostradamus. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want about Nostradamus. I think it's a garbage album. However,
I won't say garbage.
bro, the album.
Yeah, I won't say that ever.
That's kind of harsh. That's kind of harsh.
I would say it's disappointing, but I wouldn't say it's garbage.
We've heard a lot worse than that. I'm not gonna say garbage.
Bro,
as much as no.
The highlight of that album was looking at.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not the highlight. That's not the highlight. Because you forget about Family with Mobb Deep. You forget about Come Get Me with that DJ Premier raw hard beat. Are you crazy?
Listen, don't ever sleep on Ronald Isley, all right?
But you can't even quote me one Nas line from that Project Windows song anyway. All you doing is singing the hook.
Looking at my.
So you gotta stop that nonsense.
Ow. Please, no painful.
That album is not garbage. Was it a disappointment? Absolutely, but it was not garbage.
So hold on. So you like You Owe Me?
You Owe Me wasn't bad.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Song. I ain't gonna lie. I was with that song.
It's not a bad song. Like I'll skip it, but I'm not gonna. But if it comes on, sure.
I actually hate that song. I'm sorry. My wife loves that song. We get into it all the time because of it.
I think she likes it because of Genuine.
You know what, though? It does show versatility, though, with Nas. You know, I mean, I know, like, that album's not attributed to this list, but it does show versatility. But as far as Nostradamus, you know, like I said, I wouldn't even call it disappointing because he had some of his hardest bangers there. You know, as QG said, like, Family, Come Get Me was one of his best joints. Some of Us Are the Angels, one of my personal favorites.
What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song, Rev,
with Nate Sean?
Nate Sean.
Yeah. What's that song, man?
When he was talking about comparing themselves to being like jail bars and everything like that.
Yo, that song was hard, man.
Word. Yeah. Okay, off the top of the head, I believe that was not God Love Us, Last Words.
Yeah, yo, that song was tough, man.
God Love Us was tight too.
Yeah, that was tight. That was tight on there.
Well, I personally feel Nas should have at least been in the the B plus to an A category. Mm-hmm. But what's even more of a head scratcher, Jay-Z. Jay-Z got an 82, lower than Nas. Mm-hmm. Even though I feel Nas is better than Jay-Z, but here we go. Vocabulary, 7. Articulation and creativity are both a 9. Originality, 8. Versatility, it looked like he went to go write 6, but he overdid it with 7. Voice, 8. Records is 10. Stage presence, 6. By the way, before I continue, I've seen footage of Nas in concert, and that's the only place I would knock him is his stage presence. But that's just me.
But what do you want him to do?
Bro, Nas. See, and here's the thing. I actually have a friend, sidebar. I have a friend who went to the Forest Hills concert when it rained, when Nas was doing the free concert for the City Harvest. And he said as much as he was a fan of Nas, Nas is a terrible performer.
But this is the problem. What do you want him to do? Cartwheels?
Somersaults.
I don't understand that
Backflips.
part. I don't get that part. Like Nas could just get up there and rap, and people will rap along. I don't know about that.
You know what? I'm
What's up?
actually one of those cats that say that Nas is not the strongest performer. You know what it is? It's just Nas's style and deliverance of his rhymes. He
Yeah.
just stands there in place and moves his hands, and he's so calm. And so it's like you said, he's not going to do cartwheels, but sometimes that comes off as like, him kind of just being stoic on stage. And I kind of got to go with Al on this one. If Nas had any knock on him, it definitely is the stage performance. It's always great to see Nas because his presence alone is just, it's godly, bro. He's a dope MC. We all know this. But like, if you're like 30 minutes, 35 minutes into a Nas joint and like You Owe Me comes on, you're checking your phone or you're going to the bathroom.
So yeah, so Jay-Z's stage presence was a 6, sticking to themes 9, innovating rhythms 9, for overall score 82 for a B. T.O., I want to start with you because out of the four of us, I know you once lived near Marcy. So you tell us, what's your opinion on Jay-Z and his score?
I'm really shocked at this score. Now, one thing I will say is stage presence is not a 6. That should be at least an 8. I'm sorry. Maybe a 9, because if you go to a Jay-Z concert, Jay-Z is like one of the best. He doesn't even have to perform. He just stands there and the crowd goes nuts. That's how powerful this guy is on stage. He just has that much power.
He's that powerful now, but was he that powerful in 99?
A little bit. He ain't powerful like he was now. But no, he was powerful. He's powerful now, but before 99, I'll give it an 8. An 8 at best. But if it was now, I'll give it a 10 off the bat. Vocabulary, I don't know about that. I might get an 8. Now, actually, you know what? He strikes me when it comes to vocabulary because he likes to fuck up words on purpose. I don't know what's with him, man. Even back then, he did the same shit. That's another story. I agree with articulation and creativity. And a lot of people don't know. Jay-Z could tell a story, too. Not as best as Nas and Q them. Originality, I mean, he was once under Jaz-O. And at one point, he was, following the Jaz-O form. But once he started going solo, that's when he started changing for himself. So I can understand where originality is. Versatility, wrong. That should be at least an 8. Because even around before 99, he also got on R&B records. So the man was on Space Jam soundtrack with freaking Changing Faces and Space Jam, R. Kelly. Versatility, I don't agree with 7. Voice, at least a 9, because you come on, man. You know when a Jay-Z voice when you hear a Jay-Z voice. Are you kidding me? That should be higher. Records, it could stay at 10. Stage presence, maybe an 8. Sticking to themes, I will probably give that an 8 or a 7. When it comes to Jay-Z, he goes around a lot. He don't really stick to themes. Even on his albums that you think he's supposed to stick to a theme, it also goes in other places. But they still got some good joints, I ain't gonna lie. And innovating rhythms, maybe it could stay at 9, but 82, I'll probably give him an 86.
Okay.
He has to, I would give him higher than 82, but maybe as high as 86, 87. That depends. And this is a guy who likes Jay-Z, guys.
What about you, Rev?
So on the flip side of that, I'm actually a guy who gives Jay-Z a lot of heat when it comes down to it, But 99, Jay-Z has shit on Smash. And Blueprint ain't even come out yet. With Volume 1, Volume 2, yeah, Rock a La Familia, Stay Popular,
Reasonable
guys.
Doubt.
Of course. You can't take away from Jay-Z what he's done up until 99. He already created a legacy for himself up until then. I think some of these grades are based on kind of biased by Kool. I don't know, like I said, like things were going on behind the scenes with certain MCs or, reputations or things like that. But like I said earlier too, Jay-Z is a top tier MC, along with Biggie, Nas, Pac, who I didn't mention before. But this grade, nah, man. Like I said, whatever Kumo D is smoking, I need to get me some of that because, and I don't really like Jay-Z. That's the thing. I don't want to say I don't really like it. That's wrong. But I'm not the biggest Jay-Z fan. But you're giving him, a 7 on vocabulary. And granted, he may not be like the most super lyrical cat, but he's not a 7. If you want to go low, you give that man an 8. Stage presence a 6. I always felt that Jay-Z, because I've seen him live. Jay-Z's always had like a very commanding voice when he rhymes, and he does his hooks. He doesn't need no ad libs. Jay-Z's a great performer. So a 6, that's kind of unfair. Sticking to themes, I feel that's fair. A 9 was pretty cool. Originality, that could be argued because he first came out and he used to rap fast, but then he kind of created his own little style, like the hustler and all that, and then like popping tags and stuff like that, being all flossy and I heard like on an interview, like a lot of the young cats look at him as like how to like build your business kind of rapper, you know what I'm saying? So he always like was always on some like business get money stuff, and to me that's pretty original because you got a lot of guys from his era that was gangster rappers who weren't really in that state of mind, so I would rank Jay-Z higher on originality. Versatility 7, he's out of his mind. It looked like he was about to give him a 6. With all the records that Jay-Z has done with all different R&B artists and all types of cats. I mean, I'm not sure if the Linkin Park and Jay-Z didn't come out like at that time.
I mean, he was with Mary, he was with
Kells. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Faces.
If you need a point of reference, up to 1999, his body of work is as follows: Reasonable Doubt and volumes 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And
no Rock La Familia?
Nah, that was just after.
That didn't come out yet.
2000.
Oh, okay. I mean, volumes 1 to 3 was dope though. I mean, he had a lot of features on there too. He did a lot of different things on volume 3. You know what I'm saying? And volume 1. I feel like
City I mean to add on what I was saying before Al destroys us with that bad singing. what I was getting to earlier before I stepped away, Rakim is not a great performer either. And that's one of Nas's favorites. He studied Ra. So for Ra to come out and grab the mic, that's where Nas gets it from. Now, Kane is an amazing performer. We know that. And he tried to, change around and have the dances and stuff like that. But like I was saying earlier, it's influences. But let me add on to something. Out of the top 50 MCs in the book that I got here, there's a guy on the mic. Jay-Z is number 15. Can I share with you guys his strengths and weaknesses according to Kool Moe Dee?
Okay.
Let me add this in for you guys, and Rev, you in particular, because you touched on it. His biggest strength is hit making. He understands how to make the street radio record better than anybody. His weaknesses, inflection, connotation, because he flips flow so much, it's of primary importance to put the proper emphasis on the right words. I knew you'd laugh, Matt, because we talked about it. So he said, the meaning of the rhyme isn't lost, but there's many times he puts the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. This combined with materialism makes him seem monotonically one note. So
that's a hard critique.
That's where his weakness is at, according to Kool Moe Dee. Now, I mean, looking at the grade, come on. I mean, there's certain things here. Like, I mean, records obviously stays where it's at. His voice is one of the most recognizable. Creative. He comes up with some amazing creativity. I agree. His performances are incredible. You know what I mean? Like what he does when he's up there, he has the ability to keep the crowd engaged in everything. And that just comes with just his swagger, man. His swagger is on a million. I mean, articulation, I mean, we just touched on it. The whole thing with the syllables. That's why T.O. was laughing, because we've criticized him about pronouncing certain words and saying certain things. So, yeah, that's a low grade. 82, I mean, I would have had him a little higher than that, to be honest. Even though, touching on what Soulja said, I like Nas better, but I wouldn't have Jay-Z so low.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have Jay-Z that low either. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't have him above Nas, but I think Nas should have been at least in the 90s. and Jay-Z should have been in the mid to high 80s. Now, another shocker of how he scored so low, and see, everybody gives me heat because I say this guy is the greatest Spanish rapper to ever rap.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Just say he's
but-
one of the best rappers, please.
We just don't know.
Well, apparently Kool Moe, he don't think he's one of the best rappers ever because Big Pun for vocabulary got an 8, articulation got a 7, creativity and originality got an 8. He got 8 for versatility, 8 for voice. He got 9 for records, 8 for stage presence, 9 for sticking to themes, and 9 for innovating rhythms. Overall score 82 for a B.
Must have been smoking more weed, Kool Moe D, because 82, you out your mind.
Yeah, my darling, darling baby.
Al, stop that
come
painful
on.
singing. Stop that painful.
What?
Bro,
That's how the song goes.
bro. Would it kill you to even quote a Big Pun rhyme in English? And notice I said English.
I quote it right now.
No.
Don't quote 100%.
No.
I'm not going to quote 100%.
Right. Exactly. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? I'm waiting for this. Go ahead.
Laughing at you now. Ha!
That's not even him. That's not even him. Oh my God.
That was him saying.
Quote a rhyme. What's the hook from I'm laughing at you? I don't even like that song anyway, man. Oh man, he just can't do it.
Oh shit.
Terrible.
All right, let's go with this, cause
Who want to crack it open first? Who want to crack this thing open first?
like I said,
Yeah, go ahead.
Kool Moe D, you are. I don't know what we E. Are you good with like weed brands? Cause I want to know what the hell he's smoking right now. You gave articulation a 7. A 7. You might as well put Bone Thugs and Harmony on this damn thing.
And he ranked him number 41 out of the top 50 in his book.
Oh my, throw that book away, man.
Well. I mean, unfortunately, how much do we have to judge Pun on? Unfortunately, that's the sad part.
His
He did a
Capital
lot.
Punishment album just. He was on Off the Books. He killed it. He was on Horse and Carriage Remix, which we killed everybody, including that guy. What's his name? That he shocks himself. He also killed.
You mean the guy with the bad acting skills?
Yeah, him. Yeah. Oh my girl, she didn't do it. Oh my girl, she didn't do it.
Stop playing my man Silk, yo.
Shout out to
But
Silky.
I mean, look at Yeah Baby.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah Baby.
Can we look at that though? Because that was released after the list was made.
But
Al's right.
But this is the thing. Yes, even though it was released after the list was made, when you judge it based off one album, fine. Because I gave you guys the mystical thing before, what he said. Now, when we talk about Pun, we can't just talk about that one. Now this is just for us. Capital Punishment is a classic. No question about it. So, T, when we crack this thing wide open, okay, what would you change as far as numbers?
Articulation, originality.
You'll give him what, an 8?
An 8, at least an 8.
For articulation?
Yeah, originality. I may bump that up. I'm sorry. Yeah, originality. I might give it a 9. Versatility. Sorry. Yeah, 8.
You know what the problem is? I'm glad you brought up originality. Do you know what Kool Moe D is doing? You remember what I said earlier about Nas when it comes to influence?
Mm-hmm.
Getting influenced by Rakim and G-Rap and everything. Who was Pun's influence?
It can't be a Motor Technique because that wasn't until
It was G-Rap. You see the way Pun rhymes with the multis
Mm-hmm.
and not breaking it? Like he could rap a whole verse rhyming the same word.
Voice should be a 9.
That's what G-Rap does. So I think he's looking at it, well, this rapper influenced this rapper, so he's not original, which is kind of harsh because like I said earlier, you could start out being influenced by somebody, but Pun added his own flavor later on.
You know how many people was influenced by G-Rap though?
Oh yeah.
So if he's basing it off that, then I don't know. But
I
like,
think that's what he's doing, Rev.
Yeah, no,
So go
he's
ahead.
tripping. But personally, as far as like his ranking system, Pun should score high in all of that, especially originality. They ain't no cat like Pun. You can't even compare Pun to Biggie.
Nope.
All y'all got on them is weight. That's it. But as far as lyricism, everything else across this board on this report card, vocabulary, articulation, I'd go with at least a 9 with articulation for Pun.
I agree.
Creativity, the things he would do with his rhymes and the way he would do his flows. Come on, man. It's almost second to none. Records, okay. Now that, because it's based off of one album, that I get if you giving him like a 7 or an 8, because like, it's one album. I mean, yeah, it was like 24 songs on it, but still one album. So I could understand that. Stage presence, Pun was a heavy dude. So I know it was hard for him to maneuver around and, but he still had that breath control. He still would get everybody hype. You know what I'm saying?
Which was incredible, bro. I seen him at the
Yeah.
Apollo. I saw him at the Apollo Live, and he spit twins. He spit
See?
that whole part, man. I was like, man, how?
Word. Yeah,
I still suck trying to do that.
a lot of us are. But sticking to themes, him and Terror Squad, as far Fat Joe more so, they're notorious for doing that mafioso style and telling stories and all the street things that they did and putting it into rhyme. So I feel like he stuck to the themes, especially his commercial tracks, and then innovating rhythms. Come on, man. Pun's voice alone is a flow, bro.
Yep.
So
Yes.
he Kumo D dropped the ball on that one, man.
He should be at least in the 90s, in my opinion.
Yeah, low 90s, if anything. I say like 90s,
low
90s too.
Yeah, I would have had him there. Facts. I would agree with that. Pun should have been in the 90s for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His weaknesses, like Rev touched on, he said in the book, was his live performance. But his strength is his rapid fire flow.
You know what? For voice and articulation, I could understand if you grade him low, because this wasn't the case on Capital Punishment. And I'm not trying to fat shame anybody or anything like that. But when you sit down and you really listen to Yeah Baby, right? Or any of his later work right up to he died, you can actually hear him like trying to breathe when he raps.
That's correct.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I'm not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because when you look at the
That's my knock on him.
When you look at the documentary, the producers themselves were saying it was a lot harder for him to get these words out because he's in the booth, he's sitting down, he's breathing heavy, he's catching his breath. It didn't come as easy as it did the first time because now he gained a lot of weight. He's got a lot of money. He's eating more. He's not exercising. Like even Cuban Link said it. He's like, "Yo, bro, we used to play basketball together. We used to do these things to get your cardio up." It was harder for him at the time.
Even when he was recording It's So Hard, you could feel the difference between there and then.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anything, and I've never seen Pun perform, I've never seen footage of him live, so I can't rank his stage presence. Vocabulary and sticking to themes and innovating rhythms, I score him high, but the voice and the articulation, I gotta knock him, and I gotta knock him big. So, I mean, I get it, but I would have ranked Pun because on this report card, he gets 82. I would have gave him like maybe 2 more points overall, 84. But that's just me. You know what? We gotta do it for Rev. We gotta touch on some Wu-Tang here. Method Man ended up getting an A. Method Man, 9 for vocabulary, 9 for articulation. Basically he had all 9s, originality, versatility. Voice got a 10, 9, records got a 9, stage presence got a 9, sticking to themes got an 8, and innovating rhythms got a 10. He got a 91 overall. Rev, are you happy with Method Man's score, or you think he should have got more or less?
I completely agree with it. And as far as originality, I feel like he should have got a 10, and this is not me being Wu biased because as far as like sticking to themes, I'd agree. I'd say 8. I wouldn't even be mad if he did a 7, because like between Tikal and Tikal 2000, it was a long time between those albums. And a lot changed between those two, and Tikal 2000 came out in 99, if I'm not mistaken. So this would basically make the list. So if he's basing it off of that, then I could understand.
You also gotta judge him on so actually Tikal 2000 was 98, so it counts.
Oh, okay.
But, 98 it counts.
You also got to judge him for his stuff on the 36 Chambers and Wu-Tang Forever and all the features he did.
Not to
Yeah,
mention
yeah.
not to mention Blackout.
I believe that was 99.
And Blackout, that's
Yeah,
where
Blackout was
Red comes in as
99 with
well.
Redman.
That's why they're both on here.
Yeah. No, but I agree across the board with it. I'm not mad at it. Now the Raekwon one. Now I'm like, okay, you're tripping, bro. Because, well, actually, he did release the second album, Mobilarity, which kind of could drag him down a couple of points. Because
Disappointing.
Yeah, that definitely was disappointing. I'll go ahead and I'll say that one about that.
Especially all I got is You Part 2. Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Well, while we're looking at the chef didn't even get a 10 in not one category. 9 for vocabulary, 8 for articulation, 9 for creativity and originality, 8 for versatility, 8 for voice, 9 for records, 8 for stage presence, 8 for sticking to themes, and 9 for innovating rhythms for overall score of 86.
Well, before we get to him, let me just go by saying, out of the top 50 in the book, Method Man got 17, and his strength is flow. His weakness, according to Mo D, is secret codes. Sometimes his slang is just for him and his inner circle. That's according to Mo D. Now,
he's got a little point.
I mean, certain terminologies you could read up on and learn about. Because again, listening to the Wu and listening to Meth, I didn't know nothing about PLO or anything like that, but I did my homework. Like Method Man is so good at that. Huh?
PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization.
Yeah, PLO style and all the other stuff he used to say, man. All that crazy terminology. That's dope. That you could just incorporate. I agree with Rev about the 9s. Like his voice is one of the most recognizable, obviously, and the innovative rhythms. I think that goes with the flow. 8 sticking to themes. I mean. What defines Method Man? What is his theme? You know what I mean? Because you have all these different records. You got the torture records. You got the breakup records. You got what I mean. But that's the thing that makes Method Man Method Man. Sometimes with MCs like that, you don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? But all he has to do is just get on and just do his thing. And when you're a member of the Wu, you got to stand out, and he is one of the standouts. 50 Cent went on record as saying the most popular artist out of the crew was Meth.
He is.
And that goes beyond raps. Till this day, do you know how many women go crazy over Method Man right now?
Yo, it's not even funny, man.
And the fact that he's on Power Book 2, they love Method Man, and he's in great shape. That's another guy that does not age.
Oh, you mean You're All I Need Part 2?
Yo, Method Man does not age. Method Man look the same and sound the same from before. He's incredible. So, I mean, the grade, okay, I could agree with it. Yeah.
I might stick with the grade too.
I could stick with the grade. Meth is great, man. Meth is Meth.
Voice is definitely on top. Come on, man.
Once you hear it.
10 is definitely accurate on the voice, man, when it comes to him.
Yeah.
M-E-T-H-O-D, man.
That's who he is. He's the Method Man, yo. There's only one Method Man.
Move it to your left. Oh, sorry.
Well, going elsewhere on this list, I was shocked to see the man on this list.
You was shocked to see Meth?
No, not Meth. I'm going to the next guy.
I mean, you touched on Ray a little bit. Y'all want to speak on Ray?
Ray. Oh, before we move on, so let me tell you. So, I actually think, despite what people may believe, I like Raekwon's music better than I like Method Man's music. I personally feel Only Built for Cuban Links is a better album than Tikal, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
No, I actually agree with you.
I think Incarcerated Scarfaces alone is harder than anything Method Man has ever done. But that's just my opinion.
I won't go that far, but it's my favorite Ray song.
But yeah, so with that being said, I mean, I think Raekwon, I don't think Method Man should have got an A. I think he should have got like maybe an 89 or an 88, but I think Raekwon should have. I think the chef should have been up there too with a high B+.
Who won that battle, Rev?
But remember,
Who won
this was
that battle,
99
Rev?
and before.
Who won that battle, Rev, between the Meth and Chef? Who won?
You know, there's a part 2 also. So
I know. That's why I asked you. Who won that battle, man?
I got to give the first one to Meth though.
The first one.
Yeah, I got to give it to Meth. He went crazy on that.
I gave that to Ray, the first one. I gave the second one to Meth.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer on that one.
Yeah, dope.
But moving on, there is a gentleman here who I didn't even think would make the list. When I saw his name on the list, especially where it was penciled in, I was like, really? Him? But the Colonel, my country uncle.
I've been waiting for this one.
There we go now.
The fact that he's even on this list, I feel honored. And you know what? Shame on all of you for talking about, he should have never been on 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm a no. Have been on 4, 3, 2, 1. He shouldn't have been on 4, 3, 2, 1.
His verse was amazing. All right.
No, it was not.
His verse was garbage.
Else, he had the worst verse out of all of them.
I'm a no limit soldier. That's why they booked me.
That's the best you go.
That's not even the best.
At least it wasn't
the
Silk the
song.
Shocker on 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank God.
If it was Silk the Shocker on 4, 3, 2, 1, it would be negative 1, 2, 3, 4.
Word.
Anyway. So here's where Master P breaks down. And I disagree with these rankings anyway, but vocabulary is a 6, articulation 7, creativity 7, originality he got a 10. That's some shit considering Raekwon didn't get not a single 10 in anything he was ranked in. Versatility 7, voice 8, records 7, stage presence 7, sticking to themes 9, innovating rhythms 8 for overall score of 76 to C+.
What would you change?
The records, he should get a 9 for records.
Is that all?
Articulation, he should get a 9 for articulation.
A 9?
Yep.
A 9?
That's pretty
high and hold on.
For Master P, bro.
Hold on.
Wow.
And for somebody who just seen the man in concert 2 months ago, stage presence should be a 10 because this man.
No, you bugging. Nah,
Wrong. Stop it. No way. Not with that running up. Not with that running up knee, shoulder shit. What are you talking about?
No,
don't forget.
Stage presence is not a damn 10. You stop it.
Don't that.
Forget. Not only does he run and his knees come up to his shoulders, but that man, let me tell you, and I have the footage on my phone. This nigga Master P did the most impressive shoulder move I have ever seen in my entire life.
I love that shoulder move, but I wouldn't rank it so high as a 10, bro.
Yo, you bugging. 10 on stage presence? Get out of here.
The records alone make him say, how you do that there? Bout it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I might put an 8 on records, but I don't know about 7.
I wouldn't put a 7 for records.
I wouldn't put a 7 on records. But vocabulary, damn, poor him.
Vocabulary should stay a 6, but articulation, that gotta be something.
No.
When Master P ever said something you didn't understand?
Master P ain't that good.
It's about how you say the words. It's about how you say it.
And another thing, he gonna keep saying, I'm a no-limit soldier. I thought I told you. Everybody has that same type of style with that articulation.
Do you know how many rhymes Master P always says?
Like 10 million times?
But you gotta pray for your baby. He said that like 50 times on the last done.
I'm blowing up the Doja. Nigga, pass me the Doja.
Creativity, 7. Originality, I'll put that at 8. I don't know about 10.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Hootie hoo, they all came out in the time period.
But let me ask you this question. As far as originality goes, and you know his roots, can you really give him a 10 for that?
Yeah.
Being original?
Because when he came out, who else was sounding like him? Nobody had sounded like him. He was original. Even about sounding. It's not even
Tupac.
about sounding about him. That's one. It's also about being a dope dealer. There was other rappers.
Come on, man.
About dope
That's what I'm saying. Originality is a 10. Get the hell out of here.
Nah, it's not a 10 for me.
Wait,
he
hold
had
on.
that Tupac twang in his vocals.
Tupac twang. I don't hear Tupac when I listen.
Are you serious? Between him and C Murder?
The last
time. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Letter to the president?
Oh, no,
you're going off just the name of the song, bro.
That's Pac written all over it. What are you talking about?
The way he flows, the way he sounds.
The way he flows.
Him and C Murder. And I like C Murder.
That's a
C
Pac
Murder,
influence
yes.
all the
I
way.
hear Pac and C Murder, but not Master P.
They both sound the same.
What y'all
Murder
gonna
and Master
what
P. They're
y'all gonna
brothers.
say? What y'all gonna say next? You hear Twister when you hear Silk the Shocker?
Hell no.
Don't insult Twister like
I wouldn't
that.
give Silk that compliment. Yeah.
He said don't insult the Twister.
But what I'm talking about is the dope dealing. There were other dope dealing rappers that came out before P.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
Originality, I wouldn't rank him as a 10 for that.
You don't get a 10 for that. You kidding me?
There were plenty of rappers that were talking about selling dope
The
before
only
P did.
thing that I will not agree on is records. Records should be a little higher than that.
I agree. Records should be higher.
Yeah.
Records should be higher. Sticking to themes, no question. Like the soldiers and the dope dealings. Yeah, he talked about it.
Thank God this wasn't in 2001, especially when Game Face came out.
Oh no, I like it when she shake it in the club. Ooh wee.
Don't
Oh,
make
man.
me act a fool. Don't make me act a fool. Don't make me act a fool.
Let me tell you. So I went to
Ooh, wee.
Hey, look,
You French?
I gotta
Ooh,
tell a
wee.
story. Listen. I went to a bar in Nashville after I went to the No Limit concert, right? And I'm sitting
that
there.
song was playing. Don't tell me that
Hold
was
on,
playing.
wait. So I'm in the bar drinking a Long Island iced tea, right? And they playing all throwbacks. They play I Need a Hot Girl. They played How You Do That there. And then all of a sudden, I like it when she shake it in the club. Ooh, bro, when I tell you, I had to get up from the bar and wait, and I went outside and waited outside until that record finished to go back in.
Why you get up? You should have grabbed the mic and rapped the lyrics.
Bro, I hate that. There's not too many Master P songs I dislike, but you could never get me to like that song.
That's
Game Face
crazy.
album alone.
Yo, if I can, I just want to touch on this Master P ranking. I feel like he has some of these like jumbled. Like I feel like well, he got it right on the vocabulary, but
Yeah.
definitely the records that should be higher. Stage presence. You know what? I actually would give Master P a little bit of a higher grade because like they used to mob up on stage and have the tanks and everything and the little dances he would do. Say what you want, man, but if I do that to a hip hop head, they already know that that's Master P. You know what I'm saying? So I give him that. You know what I'm saying? Originality, definitely not a 10. I see where Kumo D was going with that, but I would not give him a 10 for originality. I mean, it's his hustle, his come up is definitely like, it's rare, selling mixtapes and stuff out the back and like, coming from the Bay, going to New Orleans and everything. He definitely has like a great story, but nah, like I said, I feel like there's that Tupac twang and what he does and stuff like that. And, it ain't a 10 for me. Versatility, I actually agree on the 7. Voice, I'd probably kick it up a notch and put like 9. Master P is a recognizable voice. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of like all the jokes and stuff we tell, if you close your eyes and somebody's talking and you hear that voice, it's P. So yeah, that's my take on him.
All right. Here's somebody who I also thought was very shocked to see them on this list, and I think they should have been ranked lower than they were. But his favorite word is the word bitch. But Too Short. Too Short. And I like Too Short, but he like Too Short shouldn't be ranked the same as the Colonel. I'm sorry.
So 2 plus.
Too Short. Vocabulary 7. Articulation 8. Creativity 7. Originality, he got an 8. He got a 6 for versatility, 8 for voice, 8 for records, 8 for stage presence, 9 for sticking to themes, and 7 for innovating rhythms. Overall score 76, C+.
I think originality should be higher because nobody can say bitch like Too Short.
I'm about to say I would have gave him a 9 on that one.
Originality, I would give him a 10 because he is the godfather of hyphy.
That's a fact.
Yeah, originality might be a 9 or 10 on this one. Versatility?
Oh man.
Well, with the exception of The Ghetto, all his songs were the same.
That's true.
That is true.
Bitch and pimpin' and bro, have you not heard the entire Cocktails album? Even the album
God
makes me cringe.
And not only that, Theo's favorite verse is from The World Is Filled. That verse was hilarious.
Crazy ass man.
I love Too Short.
Like,
Man.
if we're looking up to 1990, and I have a lot of Too Short in my
Too
back.
Short been out for years before 99.
Yes,
So
yes.
before 99, right? He's got
before 90.
Bro, he's got Born to Mac in 1987. Life is Too Short in 1988. Short Dogs in the House in 1990. Shorty the Pimp in 92. Get In Where You Fit In 93. Cocktails in 95. Getting It album number 10 in 96. And then he had I don't remember the name of the album from 99, but he had an album in 99. So, like, that's an extensive discography. So I guess he's on the list for volume alone. But Too Short, if I'm being honest, I don't even think Too Short would have scored past a 65 in my report card.
65?
65.
Damn.
Oof.
Damn.
Oof, that's harsh. Oof.
That's kind of harsh.
I mean,
Yeah, he wouldn't be high on mine either. I ain't gonna front.
I wouldn't put him in a 65. He wouldn't be high on my scorecard either. But
There's no disrespect to Too Short. He's a Bay Area legend.
He is a legend.
But
yeah.
I might keep it at 76 for now. But I don't know if I'll put him any higher.
I wouldn't put him any higher. No. I wouldn't do that.
Here's another one that almost got an A, was 1 point short. DMX. Vocabulary 7. Articulation 9. Creativity 8. 10 for originality. Versatility is 7. 10 for voice. 9 for records. 10 for stage presence. 9 for sticking to themes. And 10 for innovating rhythms. Rev, talk to us about DMX's score. You agree, disagree? 89 overall, B+.
Nah, I definitely don't agree with that. Not gonna lie. He's tripping with that one too.
What would you change, Rev?
Oh man. Creativity, not an 8. I'd give him a 9 on that. Originality, definitely a 10. I could see where he went with versatility being a 7, but DMX, he has bangers too, man. R&B bangers and everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have do that to like the whole, mystical thing, having the same voice and same, but DMX, his presence is just, it's DMX. He's a commodity. You know what I'm saying? Mystical's not that commodity like DMX is. Voice 10, that's fair enough. Records, I might even bump that to, well, we could stay at 9, but I wouldn't even be mad at a 10 because, he was killing the charts, when this list that came out in 99. Remember, he had dropped 2 albums in 98. Stage presence, definitely a 10.
And not to mention Daily Was X in 99.
Yeah, sticking to themes, he gave him a 9. I'd probably go 1 higher only because like DMX is a hell of a storyteller. Innovating rhythms, he gave him a 10. I might even go a little lower than that. Only because, like I said, with DMX, you kind of know what you're getting with him and the voice and the presence and stuff like that. But vocabulary and articulation, he gave him a 7 and a 9. DMX, he may not be the most like lyrical cat, but he delivers. But this is vocabulary. So I'd probably run with like an 8. Articulation, I feel like everybody understands DMX pretty well. So I feel like a 9 is fair. I mean, as far as like the 89, I'd put what I disagree with DMX for me is in the 90s.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Q?
With this, it was kind of funny because it's like he was so close to getting that A. You know what I mean? Like, because when you look at sticking the themes, it looked like he wanted to pencil in a 10, like he wrote the little 0, but then he changed it into a 9. Yeah. Oh man, he hit the nail on the head with originality and with the voice and with the stage presence. I mean, it's the dog. You know what I mean? And X is an underrated storyteller. X could tell a great story. He doesn't get enough credit for that. And I'm not just talking about Damien. I'm also talking about The Professional. I'm also talking about, other records out there. Like Slippin' is a story if you really listen to it. And I would have had him I would have had him at an even 90. Me personally, I would have had him at a 9. I would have given him that A. I would have had him in there in that category. I mean, yeah, he may not be the lyrical, miracle, spiritual type of vocabulary, but the words he uses, he puts it across very well, like Rev said. I mean, I'd give him a 90. A B+ is good. I would have given him an A, honestly.
I would have changed versatility to 8. I don't know about 7. I mean, I don't know if he's thinking about the one dimension that DMX goes to in his rap styles, but you also got to go with the records as well. And I have to bring this up. Damien's one of the most like creative things we have ever seen. And it's not just Damien. We had Damien 1, we had Damien 2, and I think, and then there was X. What was that song that you heard a quick cameo of Damien? I forget what it was called. But was it something about Fame? I forget the song,
Yeah,
but
it was
Damien,
Fame. It was Fame.
it was Fame. And
Yeah,
not
you
to
heard a
mention,
little
people
piece of it,
forget that at one point he did have Faith Evans help on House Going Down on the record. Additional vocals. I mean, versatility, that should not be a 7. I would bump that at least an 8. I would have gave him at least a 90 or 91. That depends.
Right.
Close, but nah, I think he deserves a 90 or 91.
Sticking
Yeah,
to themes, I would actually give X a 10 for sticking to themes.
Ain't no wrong with that.
Because
he's very direct. Yeah.
how
He
many
stays
times
with it.
has he referenced God and religion and Christianity? And
That
then
is
on the other,
true.
he's talking about bitches because when these bitches are like so, and then he had the party song, "Party Up," which only white people can dance to that. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
I don't agree with that, man.
You
Even
can
though
dance
that's
to
one of their
Party Up.
favorites.
Bro, any black people they don't matter dance, they can still rap the song.
If you put "Party Up" on and you enjoy
And
the
it,
vibe,
and it, and it ain't just the hook, they're gonna go after the lyrics too.
it's one of his most popular records. That's why it resonates with white
Even though I can't listen to the radio version.
folks. Oh, your man's been to jail before? Suck my woo!
Woo!
What you say, Candyman, about X?
He would have gotten the 90s for me.
Yeah.
At least no 90s, maybe for me, but
I
89,
would say that.
I would notch it up to a 90 or to 92 at least.
Just a notch.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do, because I know this episode is running lengthy than what we normally do, and we wasn't gonna get to everybody on the list. So what I want to do is go around the room one by one, 4 of us, right? And we'll start with you first, QG. Pick a name on this list that we haven't talked about yet, and give your feelings on: do you think they deserve the grade they got, and if not, what would you change and why?
All right. Well, obviously, with everybody on here, I'm gonna go with one of my favorites. I'm gonna go with Ice Cube. You
Okay.
know, he got a B plus. And
88.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what's ironic about Ice Cube's grades? He got a 9 in every last category
all
except
across the board. Yes.
innovating
Yeah.
rhythms. He was given a 7, so he got 9s all across the board until that last one. You agree or you disagree?
You know what though? With the innovating rhythms, judging Q based on his later work, I could kind of see why he gave him that, because we're talking about a guy that came out around that same time, and he's from that class of the late 80s going into the 90s, stomping into it. There was even some controversy between Mo D and Cube, not just in particular. Cube criticized the self-destruction record where he said self-destruction don't pay the fucking rent. A lot of people on that record got mad at him, KRS included. But they respected Cube because later on, Cube got a lot of love out from the East Coast. So I think Cube coming from that era, going into the late 90s, I could kind of see where the innovating rhythms kind of switched because the game changed. He went from the political and everything like that, the gangster, it kind of went to another way. So I could see why he gave him that 7. 88, okay. I would have gave him an 89. I would have bumped it up a little 1. I wouldn't be so hard with the innovating rhythms, but I mean the board was all right. 9s across the board, then he got that 1-7. I think he just took off like a couple points based on that. I would have gave that an 8 instead of a 7, to be honest. But that's my opinion.
But you would have left everything else a 9.
I could leave it as a 9. Yeah.
All right. What about you, Rev? Anybody on this list we didn't cover who you'd like to speak on?
Yes, one of my personal favorite MCs, Tretch from Naughty by Nature. I actually really agree with what he said about Tretch, giving him a 91 across the board, giving him an A. His vocabulary is good. His articulation has always been great. Creativity is good. I feel like Tretch is super slept on. Naughty by Nature, like within himself, is very, very slept on. Originality, you gave him a 10. And I feel that, I mean, as far as like, the fast flow and everything, but like Tretch did it different. You know what I'm saying? He added that New Jersey swing to it. And there's not many artists from Jersey. They all kind of get looped into New Yorkers and stuff like that. But Tretch stuck out. He always put on for Jersey. You know what I'm saying? He gave him an 8 as far as a voice. I agree with that. Sometimes Tretch can come out like a little bit if I may, like whiny at times, when he is rapping and stuff like that. So I agree with that. Records gave him a 9. He pretty much gave him like 9s across the board, except with the originality and his voice. That was a 10 and that was an 8. So I agree. And I'm actually pretty happy that Tretch got some love on his list.
Agreed. He deserves it.
Yeah.
What about you, T.O.?
Well, you know where I'm about to go with this. As biased I am.
I know where you're going. I was waiting for it.
Think a thought. It
gotta be. It gotta be Common. Go ahead. Yeah.
He gave Common an 87. May notch it up a little bit, but some things like vocabulary, that's automatic 10. Articulation, he gave that a 9. I kind of agree. Creativity, a 9. I may stay that as a 9 at the moment. What else he had? He had originality. I might put that in. And actually, we might take it as an 8. Versatility, I don't know about that because he mixed it up a bit. There's some songs.
He gave him a lot of 8s, bro. He gave him a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure with this. Versatility should be at least a 9. At least I don't know about 8. Voice, that should be a 9. Records, now see, records, I can understand what he gets an 8 on, because coming from Chicago, not many New York radio was playing Chicago stuff. Now records, he did have like what I Used to Love Her. That was like a big record. And then you didn't have much records after that as far as what we heard. Then you had Retrospect for Life with Lauryn Hill. And then we didn't hear much records from them until like Like Water for Chocolate. That's when he started gaining more exposure as far as records. So I could definitely understand leading up to 99 where Mo D was going with his records. And we can't forget about Can I Borrow a Dollar? Then he had records. Like I already said that. Stage presence at 8. I kind of agree because Common doesn't really do much on the stage, which is fine. He just moves around. He bobs his head a little. It's like sometimes I feel like Cowboy. When Common performs on stage with a mic, wherever he moves, I feel like he wants to do a b-boy dance.
And he did it at the Hip Hop Honors.
So you already know he's got that feeling like I'm about to do my b-boy stance and stuff on there. So 8, baby. Sticking to themes, he gave Common a 10. That I would agree with. And Innovative Rhythms, a 9. I will probably notch up a little bit to like maybe an 88, 89. But he just missed the 90s though. He just missed the 90s for me. Just missed it.
But you would give him a
maybe an 88, 89. Yeah.
88. Okay, so he would stay with the B's. All right.
Yeah, 88, 89, but just missed the 90s.
All right, and if I gotta pick somebody we haven't covered,
I already know where this is going.
Where is it going? Tell me.
I mean, eat MC for breakfast, lunch,
You
and
sure?
dinner. He took too long, so you already know that's a yes.
Cannabis?
Who is that?
That's cannabis he talking about.
I'm not about to sit here and critique cannabis. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Hey, show that man respect.
Listen. 99% of his fans don't exist. Okay?
Oh Lord.
I'm thinking you'd probably pick Pac or something, man.
Now we touched on Pac briefly, but I'm going with the Dog Father.
Okay, Snoop. Okay, perfect. Talk about it.
I think he deserves higher than an 87, fam. Like,
you would give him
like,
an A?
I'll give him an A. You're gonna give Snoop a 90 Snoop Dogg. You're gonna give him a 7 in vocabulary.
He gave him 33 out of 50 on the top 50 MCs in the book.
Nah, a 9 for creativity, I can see that. 10 for originality, yes. 9 for versatility, voice, and records, yes. An 8 for stage presence? I don't think so.
You want to
9
know
for
what his weakness is?
what?
He says lyrical content. Sometimes it's just too simple.
What? Did he not listen to Doggy Style? What?
Yes.
Too
Snoop doesn't.
simple.
But this is the thing. I get where that's coming from. In that way, Snoop doesn't go over your head. He's very direct with it. You could understand it. But as far as putting it together, I see where you're coming from. Snoop puts it together very well.
He would get at least an 89 or a 90, but an 87?
Hmm.
Cool Monique.
The vocabulary. What you would bump that?
I would bump it, yeah.
You sure? The vocabulary?
Actually, no, the vocabulary is the only knock I have on Snoop. But, like, I don't know. His voice, he has one of the most unique, distinguishable voices.
I'm sorry, I'll give that a 10. I'm sorry, I'm with Al on that one. That's one of the most recognized voice ever.
Bro,
Snoop, no, voice.
And you can play a soundbite or a cappella, and I would know that that's Snoop Dogg every time.
Articulation is the truth. Yeah, he should get a 10. He got a 10 for originality, as he should have.
Yeah,
There's no other Snoop out there.
Cuz we about to go in the studio and record that, cuz. Like, I would know that that's Snoop.
But Al, I don't want you to play a hypocrite either, man, because you like to promote that Top Dog BS on the Tupac Greatest Hits album. That's a wannabe Snoop. So don't sit here and act like he's one of the most recognizable voices when you promote Top Dog garbage.
For those of you who don't know, the real version of Tupac's "All About You" is on the Greatest Hits album.
No, it's not.
Because it's featuring Top Dog.
All Eyes on Me. He just don't learn.
Because she said Snoop Dogg orchestrated by Suge.
My man said, I signed an autograph on her napkin. She'd be like, ain't you the top dog and don't you be rapping? Like, come on.
Who he sound like to y'all?
Snoop sound like him. He don't sound like
him. He want to be Snoopy, but he ain't. Because where's Top Dog now? Nowhere to be found.
He's retired.
There's only one Snoop. So as far as anything else, you would leave it or would you bump up?
You know what? Let me look at this again. I think for records, I would have to give him a 10.
You can.
Who am I?
He's still known.
Who am I? What's Gin and Juice? Even if bro, I've seen him perform live. He's done still a G thing. He's done Dre Day in his own concerts without Dre being there. Like Lottie Dottie, like the whole Doggy Style album, I saw him perform at Rock the Bells one year. Like the man gets booked to perform a whole album, bro, not just a song or two.
Indeed.
I'm really surprised that records. It's a debate. It's debate between 9 and 10 for me on Snoop.
Not to mention in 1999, Down for My Niggas was originally credited to him until they recycled it for C Murder. And that was a big record.
That was Magic.
No Limit Top Dog came out then, and Bitch Please was a hot record too.
Yep.
Hey yo. You don't want to? Oh, come on. Damn, mistake, man.
I'm not trying to shit on Uncle Charlie, but he brought Uncle Charlie back to relevancy.
Oh, for God's sakes! You acting like Uncle Charlie wasn't a member of the Gap Band. What is wrong with you?
Bro, before Snoop is the one who went.
Oh my God!
Who went to the park that Uncle Charlie was sleeping in and picked him up.
Horrible.
Yo, you really are, man.
Horrible, bro.
It's the truth.
You acting like Charlie Wilson wasn't a member of the Gap Band, one of the most legendary
groups
of all time.
Gap Band was sleeping in the park every night.
Yo, you acting like the man is only relevant for appearing on these other records with these rappers. The man has a resume. Leave Charlie alone.
Come on, man.
And Snoop and all these rappers should be thanking Charlie.
Yes.
Yeah, they thanked him after he dusted him off in the park and gave him a shower and a hot plate of.
Dust off nothing. Leave Charlie alone. You acting like Charlie was a homeless man bum.
He was in '95.
Oh, stop it, man. Oh.
You have no respect for the legends. I swear.
None.
No respect for Charlie.
You're destroying him right now, man.
The best thing you could talk about Mr. Charlie Wilson is that Snoop brought him out of relevancy.
No, Snoop made him relevant again.
God bless you, Charlie, man. God bless Charlie.
Yo,
You deserve
Charlie, you
all
the
your
man.
flowers, bro.
But we like Charlie.
Don't listen to this
You
guy
don't love Charlie. You so big.
disrespecting you
You
like
you
that.
nah. You dropped
Charlie.
nah, man. You destroyed his legacy. You dropped a bomb on his legacy. No pun intended.
Right,
You
my man,
dropped a bomb on me, baby. That's where
listen,
you go. You a funny
no,
man.
listen, my man, Uncle Charlie, he said, "Shabba dabba tweet tweet tweet, what you wanna
That's
do?"
oh my lord. That's the best you can come up with.
That's all you got, huh?
Run in and out of my life. What you wanna do? Come on.
Nah, Nas
can't-
made Charlie Wilson hot with car
Start
85.
right. Me and you. Oh man. Next time you know what? I'm gonna play that song the next time I get a shorty to myself. Shit.
First, don't
Anywho.
no. You disrespecting his legacy. Don't play his songs.
Well, I mean, Snoopy was a good pick to go over. So be all end all, you would leave him in a B.
No, you get an A. You would get
an A.
90 on the dot.
Hmm.
But I know we didn't. You know what, Q? What we're gonna do? Post the list to the Rap Lab. Well, the list is already on the Rap Lab IG.
Yes,
And for you listeners out there, if there was anybody on the list that we didn't cover, because again, we'd be sitting here for another hour or two if we went through
everybody.
If there's anybody that we didn't cover that you thought we should have covered and why, write us. Tell us what's. So
I wish I had one because I wanted to go for two people together. But that's all fair. We could discuss.
Or if you think Rev Barber was wrong in anything he said, go get your hair cut and pay the man, and then tell him how you feel. So
don't worry, Rev. I'm not saying the line.
Yeah, man. So this has been another episode of the Rap Lab, and we apologize for taking up your time whenever you're listening to us, but we had to deliver this episode. So, and we'll get to the 80s report card too, so don't worry. Fellas, anything to say in closing before we wrap it up?
Yep. Once again, how about them Cowboys? Oh, I'm going off tomorrow.
Yeah, this episode is dedicated to Barry Grant Jr. and all these podcasts. I'll be calling him.
Barry, I'm sorry, man. You my dude already, but nah, man. You know, as Giants fans and Eagles fans too.
Don't worry, Barry. I'm gonna hold you up. I'm gonna hold you down with my new show called All Odd Podcast. We'll definitely talk about it.
No.
We'll talk about it, bro.
Nah, shout out to BG,
much
man.
love to you, my brother. And my last thing in closing, when you guys look at the report card, corrupt is not spelled with a C. It's spelled with a K.
Oh, that's another thing. Kubo D, you get an F on a lot of things. The spelling of names.
I would like to meet Kubo D again so I can talk to him in person.
You will shit in your pants.
You better watch yourself.
Hey, when I met him at JNR Music World, I didn't shit in my pants, all right?
But you was talking kind of spicy tonight, man.
So Mr. Cole is
careful with that.
Mr. Cole's not spelled with a C. Mac 10 or Mac TO or Mac 2, like what was he trying to write?
Yeah. Shout out to you, Mac TO. What up, Mac TO?
And he forgot the K. Let's see. Tupac. Oh, that's the G. Rascast. Did Cass have a 2S or, if I'm not mistaken? Buster. Not Buster Rhymes. Buster.
Yeah, he put Buster instead of Buster.
Somebody should have sat Kool Mo D down and educated him before he wrote this down. But
don't do that. There you go again.
Listen, I will be that guy. Okay.
You'll be that guy, and then he'll put his foot up your throat.
Anyway, well, we'll catch y'all same place, same time next week. You dig?
Yes,
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Rap Lab. Welcome to the Rap Lab. Welcome to the Rap Lab.